All right, guys, we are going to be reacting to Heartbreak Olympics, Beijing 2022. I'm going to be adding Russian subtitles. It's going to take me a little bit of time, but we're going to try to do it. Let me know how it is, if it makes the experience much better. I'm reading your comments. Some of you guys saying, he never reads a comment. Bro, you have hundreds of thousands of comments. It's not easy, man. It's not easy, but I'm reading a lot of your comments. So what we're gonna do is trying to put a subtitle. Let me know how you guys feel about that. But let's see. This was recommended, supposedly explaining some of the details regarding the 2022 Beijing Olympics. Jump in.
Like a tragic Shakespearean ending. Like it truly felt like horrible. Like I don't know what we just saw. It was insane. And my plan was to make an entire video for all the individual events, like I did for the team event. But this deserves a video of its own because what we just witnessed was traumatic for us, but it was the trauma response of three girls who realized that the adults around them do not give a shit about them. They are simply a means to an end. And we saw them all unravel. All three of them. But wow. You know what? Let's just cover the basics first before we get into the cesspit that is Team Tutberidze and how their actions will affect these girls for the rest of their life. So before we jump into all that, let's talk about the other competitors. Karen Chen ended up in 16th place. She had a pretty bad fall in the short, and the free wasn't enough to make it up. However, if we're being honest, it was never going to be enough to make it up for her to even get near the podium because this is just such a deep field and so much tough competition was around. However, I did feel like she had her moment, her Olympic moment in the team event where she's walking away with a silver team medal, which could possibly turn into a gold. We don't know. The investigation's still not over. Okay, then Mariah Bell ended up in 10th place. And she also had a fall in her short. Her free was not perfect, but much like Karen's, her skills, regardless of whether they would have been clean or not, we're not going to make up for the mistake in the short. They just don't have enough technical elements to compete with the Russians and the Japanese. And I honestly feel like Mariah did her job at this Olympics. She was a good representative of her country. She performed well enough. She went on the Ellen show. She did all the media press. And she gave Adam Rippon a platform and a reason to be there, which is honestly the main way she got attention at this Olympics. So it was a pretty good Olympic experience for Mariah Bell, considering others' experiences were devastating. In 9th place, we had Yelim Kim from Korea, which honestly is kind of about where I saw her placing, regardless of anybody else's performance. I saw her around 9th or 8th place. So I would say she had a really good Olympics as well. Luna Hendricks ended up in 8th place. She had a touchdown during one of her short jumps. And I feel like she was a lot of people's fan favorites. And I honestly thought she was going to do maybe a little bit better and be a little bit closer to the Japanese and the Russians. But regardless, she'd still be super proud of herself for doing so well this season, exceeding expectations, even her own, and becoming a genuine fan favorite and a representation for women in skating. In 7th place, we had Alyssa Liu, who, the more I look at her and her lives, I'm just really happy that she seems happy, especially happier than she was before. Not to mention that I think Alyssa Liu really did well. I think
this is a good way. I think she's prompting. She's probably prompting what's going to happen. Let's see.
Olympic debut, especially when you compare it to her nationals performance, it's like a world's difference. Her national performance, where she could only perform the short because she had to withdraw due to COVID, it didn't really set her up for this Olympics, so I'm really impressed with how fast she was able to turn it around. She did land her triple axel, however, it was downgraded, but still she landed it. Considering everything else, I think this was a good way to end the season. I just really hope that for the rest of her competitions, she can just focus on having stability and enjoyment in the sport. That's what I hope for Alyssa Liu. In 6th place, we had Young Yu from Korea, whose main skill is also the triple axel.
But what is it? North Korea? South Korea? Well, which one are we talking about?
But I believe it was also downgraded. Regardless, I do believe Young Yu ended up in a great spot. I mean, this was basically a win for anyone who wasn't from Japan or Russia. She landed right behind the most formidable skaters in all of the competition, so I think she would probably take that as a win. In 5th place, we had Wakaba Higuchi, who I believe is the only lady at this entire competition who did not have her triple axel downgraded, just telling the girls how it is done, showing the girls how it is done. And yet, she was severely underscored, while the Russians, of course, remain overscored. Even Valieva, who had a step out in a rough triple axel in the short, was still graded better than Wakaba. So, Wakaba was not giving the cushion that the Russians were given, and I feel like Wakaba did 2 amazing performances, but she simply does not get the help from the judges. Regardless, I think Wakaba is very proud of herself. She was very happy, especially for her teammate, and I think that they did Japan proud. I think her and Kaori definitely were the light of this competition, the much needed light of this competition. So here we go. In 4th place, shockingly, we have Camila Valieva. Yes, you heard me right. Camila Valieva, the favorite to win this event since the moment she turned 15 and became a senior, who then became the biggest polarizing topic at the Olympics due to a positive drug test, yet was incredibly, unbelievably allowed to compete regardless of that, ended up in 4th place, right off the podium. This is shocking. This is insane. Like, I don't understand you understand how, like, I literally said it in my own, I need to stop talking. Every time I say something, I manifest it into existence. Like, what the fuck? I literally said something catastrophic would need to happen for Valieva not to end up the podium. Like, nobody expected this. And catastrophic doesn't even freaking begin to cover how this specific free ended.
Damn, look
like,
at her.
It was shocking. And
yo, look at those traps. Look at that neck. She have a bigger neck than me. And I lift quite heavy. I have a little bit of this, but you know, I want that neck.
the fact that
Seems
she
like
was
almost
not
like a V.
even on the podium, like nobody predicted that. Maybe some people predicted 2nd or 3rd, but nobody predicted her off the podium. And when I say nobody, I truly mean nobody. I even
Nobody?
asked my patrons like if Camila was gonna win, and the overall response was like, yes, she's gonna win, but she'll eventually be stripped of her medals and titles afterwards. Which reminder, that might still happen. Like she might have just lost, and then will later on be stripped of her medals and titles due to the end of the investigation. Which I'm hoping the investigation will not
So
just
was she really using kind of stuff like
only uncover stuff with doping, but uncover more stuff about Team Tutberidze that will actually lead to some sort of reform or punishment, because that camp cannot be trusted. They can't. And the fact that they're a monopoly at this level, where they were expected to have a sweep at the Olympics, is so toxic, catastrophic, and bad for the sport that I can't even get into it right now. Camila did not have a clean short. She stepped out of the triple axel, which honestly wasn't that shocking considering we've seen her struggle with that jump the most. But in the end, she was still in the lead after the short. Everything was going according to plan because she is the favorite. She was in the lead. It seemed like a secure win, or at least a secure podium, which was why everybody was talking about the fact if she was on the podium, there was no medals or medal ceremony that was going to be given. So everybody was pissed about that. So she was damned if she did, damned if she didn't. And we thought it was going to be unavoidable for her to be on the podium. And then this free skate is probably the worst performance I've ever seen Valieva give. And it's not, I'm not surprised, because this girl has had probably the worst stress of her life. First, she was forced to do both the short and the free in the team event, which I still don't understand why they didn't put Trusova or even Sherbakova in the free. Like, they still would have been safely in 1st place and safely in the lead for the ladies event, in the team event. So she was overworked there. Then she had all this mess with the positive drug test, which honestly still stand by the fact that she shouldn't even be skating in the 1st place. Like, the irreparable harm that they were trying to alleviate her from, I think we just saw irreparable harm happen right in front of her eyes because she wasn't on the podium. This is even worse. All that battle, all that mess to get her to skate, and now she's not even on the podium. And sure, she's gonna go back to Russia a hero. The way they have rallied behind Camila Valieva is insane. She's probably the biggest star that Team Tutberidze has right now, regardless of her competitive success at these Olympics. However, this damage that she was done to herself, like you could see her every time she fell. She was genuinely trying. She was just losing morale, fall after fall, every second, still fighting, still trying, but still falling. It was debilitating to see the look on her face. You could see the heartbreak in her eyes. For all those people who are saying that maybe she was told to lose, to like sacrifice herself to save Team Tutberidze and the whole investigation thing, stop it. There's no way that that child who was
what
crying,
happened? What kind of drugs she was using? Like that, I want to know. What kind of drugs she was using?
bawling her eyes out, the way she even threw her hand in the air out of frustration right after she finished the performance, you can tell she was trying with all her heart, and still it wasn't enough, which makes it all the more sad and heartbreaking to see this girl just break down after being put by the ringer, because every adult in her life has failed her. They didn't keep her out of the Ring of Fire, and then as soon as she gets off the ice, Eteri has the audacity to tell her, why did you give up? Why did you not land that jump? Like, there was no sense of reassurance, there was no sense of, you did your best, it's okay. No, it was just, Why couldn't you do it? After all this and you still couldn't do it. This, you can see it on Camila's face that she's done. Like, she cannot handle these words right now. But Eteri does not even care. Not to mention the fact that she's been hounded by the media. Every eye was on her. She was damned if she did and damned if she don't, because the entire world wanted a sense of justice. So there's people who are now happy. I mean, Johnny Weir said thank God when she wasn't on the podium. Like, there's a lot of people that feel like she basically ruined the Olympics just by existing. But it wasn't her. It was Terry Tuperite, Daniel Gleikenhaus, and Dudakov. All those three and the system behind them have failed this child. And they weren't even by her side every time she was being hounded by the media. Like, she was left to walk alone. Not a coach in sight, because they probably know that the reporters have way more questions for them than they do for Valieva. And in the time that she needed just comfort and any kind of warmth, nothing. You see Eteri raise her hand, pissed at the fact that she doesn't get a sweep. Daniel Gleikenhaus laughing because Camila Valieva, you can see it that she knew that it was going to be a mess. Whether she won or she didn't. Whether she ended up podium, she didn't. Because the first thing she said after she saw the scores was, well, at least now they're not going to cancel the medal ceremony. And then she broke down crying. Meanwhile, Daniil, who is literally holding his crying child, is laughing at her comment. Or saying something to Eteri, I couldn't tell. But neither
that has to be heartbreaking too, man. I want to know what kind of drugs she was taking.
Them felt
allegedly, of course, right? We don't know. I don't know.
When she just lost her biggest goal in life, which was probably going to get taken away regardless after the investigation is over. She's thankfully now home. She has gone back to Russia with Zhenya Medvedeva. Thank God, because I think being at this Olympics was very, very intense for her. And right now she just needs her mom, her family, somebody to care about her. And the sad thing is I feel like Camila will not leave Eteri at all. She will definitely not leave Eteri. Now I think she has even more fuel, more motivation to keep going. Not to mention she is definitely the biggest star of Team Tutberidze right now. The biggest profile, the biggest popularity. She just hit 1 million followers. She has come home a hero. Everybody has told her the world is against her, that we support you. And even before the Olympics, they wanted her to win, so they were promoting her heavily in the media. But interestingly enough, I even saw that they did a magazine photo shoot with Anna Sherbakova. Just them two, no Trusova.
Man, this is so Russian. I love this style of dressing.
Something in Trusova's comments to Eteri saying, you knew all along. Who knows? But honestly, Camila, the way she was treated, the way she was berated by everyone, regardless of whether they were with or against her, is insane. In third place, we had Kaori Sakamoto, who just delivered 2 beautiful performances and was probably the only happy girl on that podium, if we're being honest. She was very emotional when both her short and free programs were delivered because she knew that she was doing something almost impossible a few months back. Like, this would have been unbelievable if you had told me that Kaori was going to be on the podium, because it seemed so secure that the sweep was going to happen and the Valieva was going to be first. Like, this is insane. Every single time the favorite to win the Olympics doesn't freaking win, and it's I don't know how we're doing this and how this keeps happening, but it's definitely getting worse. And thankfully, Kaori, I think, came to symbolize just hope at this Olympics. Hope for all the people that saw figure skating through the lens of just Eteri Tutberidze. And Kaori broke that and showed that figure skating can be a fun, beautiful sport. And after they win, they can celebrate with their peers and hug each other. The way she ran to Wakaba with her flag was just so heartwarming. They were just a joy to watch, a much needed light in this darkness and craziness that was the end of this competition. The last 20 minutes felt like out of a disaster movie. But genuinely, Wakaba and Kaori were just adorable. You could tell how happy they were for each other. Kaori did cry, but it was happy tears.
Why are they covering their mouth with a mask? I don't understand that.
So it was a drastic difference to... I don't even know if the 3 Russian girls interacted. They were all just crying in different corners. Well, Anna wasn't crying. She was catatonic. But it was insane. Let me stay focused on Kaori. Kaori definitely, for me, was the hero of this competition who managed to do the impossible while reminding us that figure skating doesn't have to be a traumatizing experience for children.
It is going to be traumatizing.
It can be a beautiful sport. So Kaori did more than just get a bronze gold medal. She became a symbol of hope in my eyes. I knew I was doing something right calling her the light of my life. She's become the light of the figure skating world, especially at this competition. And now I need to talk about it. Second place. We have Alexandra Trusova, who was genuinely the most heartbreaking part of this entire competition. Seeing this girl unravel, because that's honestly the only way I can describe it. She was unraveling in front of her eyes. Seeing the hurt, the pain, the anger of her finally realizing that nobody at this camp cares about her. That they never have, they never will, that they never genuinely gave a shit. That's the only way I can put it. It was distressing to see. We saw a girl respond in an honest and raw way to trauma on international television, yelling for anyone to care, but only getting like stern side-eye looks. I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. And now they're like parading her around like everything's a-okay. Chuparita doesn't leave her side. This is the most PR shit I've ever seen. But going back to what we saw, who can blame Trusova for genuinely believing she was going to get gold when her coaches and the judges have awarded her astronomically for every jump she does? Her technical elements have always been overscored in favor, completely forgetting her components. And even for her components, she is overscored. And she was told countless times that if she just landed the 5 quads, it was hers. Like, this was a kid who was just told this and rewarded in such a way that it's not crazy for her to think that she had the gold in her pocket because she did what she was told to do. And the coaches were definitely not looking out for her, because if they really were looking out for her, they would have told her not to do the triple axel on the short, which she hasn't landed once this entire season. If she had made that a beautiful double axel, I think she would have actually had gold. If she would have done a few more components.
Yo, look at those legs. Golly, man, this is wow.
Artistic, performance related, like it was in the hands of the coaches to get this girl prepared for international judging at the Olympics, and they didn't do it. So I do understand what she means when she says things like, you all knew. Like, also, they didn't even put her in the team event. She thought she was going to be in the free of the team event, and if she had been in the free of the team event, she would have gotten a gold medal, which we still don't even know if they're actually going to get it because the investigation.
Russian figure skater who won Olympic gold failed drug test. Delay medal ceremony according to reports.
It's still not over. But Trusova really got the short end of the stick. Let's just say that. And she says it herself, she hasn't won a competition in 3 years. So she thought this was going to be her moment. She thought this was going to be the moment. And it wasn't. And she did everything she could. Sound familiar? That's literally what Jenya said last Olympics. I did everything I could. And what was the Terry's response? No. No, you didn't. But at least last time, because her fave girl didn't win, she was comforting enough and gave her a hug. This Olympics, it was, oh my God. You know what? Let's walk through it. Camila gets off the ice. She is devastated. Terry, first thing she says is, why did you give up? Why didn't you land that jump? Camila's face is pissed. She can't deal with this right now. And Terry doesn't care. They get the scores.
Wow.
Camila sees the scores. She breaks down, says that at least now they can have the medal ceremony. She loses it because she realizes that even if she had won, it would have been a mess as well. She wouldn't have gotten
It was a lose-lose situation.
She literally covered her ears at one point. Like, that's the amount of trauma. Then the cameras follow Camila, and this lady who we all thought was a volunteer was hugging her, but instead I think it was some sort of broadcaster from Russia. And in the background, we see Trusova, who has left the room where she was with Anna Sherbakova when the scores came up, saying that she was in second, not first. And she probably was so angered and so just betrayed by all this that she walked outside to cry. And that's when Dudakov tries to approach her, and that's when she starts yelling. And I don't speak Russian, so don't quote me on all this, but from what I've gathered off Twitter, what she says was something to the effect of, everyone has a gold medal but me. I hate everyone. I hate the sport. I hate everything. I will never go on the ice. I hate all of this. I don't want to go. I'm not going to go, in reference to the medal ceremony. And then to Terry personally, she said, I hate you. You knew everything. Like, this girl has dedicated her entire life to this one sport. Is now saying that she doesn't want to get on the ice ever. And yes, that was an emotional reaction. Yeah, we should not take, her words as gospel. But still seeing the amount of betrayal, pain, and hurt that this child who's completely alone in this foreign country and has just had her dream ruined. Oh my God. It was insane. And you could see it was a physical, visceral reaction. She had just tension all over her body. She was yelling. She was crying. The makeup did not help. The fact that she had this very heavy makeup made her all the more visible. Like, somebody should have stepped in. Dudakov is the only human there who was trying to talk to her, trying to appease her.
So what happened? They hated her? Or they hated her because she was not the favorite one? Like, man, this is some weird stuff, y'all. This is some messed up stuff.
Manage her emotions. That's the other thing. Nobody was trying to comfort her. They were trying to manage her emotion. Camila didn't even get comforted by the coaches. She got comforted by a freaking broadcast woman who everybody thought was a volunteer. Like, these coaches suck. Danny G was out looking at the fucking sky. The only one who got hugs was Camila Valieva, and there were complimentary, customary hugs because she became Olympic champion. Even though she didn't look it, she did. So Trusova starts yelling. She's telling Dudakov to get off her. She's moving off. She's moving away. Camila's still being comforted by another woman who's not part of her team. Like, this is insane. And then the camera cuts to Anna Shcherbakova, who doesn't even know what to do because right outside the door, Trusova is crying and screaming, yelling at the world. Shcherbakova can hear everything, of course. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want to celebrate. She doesn't want to react. She's very conscious that the camera is looking at her, so believes she's trying to control anything she does. She keeps glancing at the camera, then glancing at the ground. And she can't leave the room because Trusova's at the door. Shcherbakova is still in the room. Kaori is trying to just live her Kaori life, get away from this entire mess. You can see her looking at the door because she hears, like, it's audible.
Wow.
I mean, while they're recording Anna, you can still hear Trusova distressed. You can see Anna not knowing what to do. She's, like, still looking back at the door. And finally she sits down alone. Olympic champion. Completely alone. Like, and if you cut back to the last Olympics, Eteri was trying to console Zhenya. Alina was laughing, not being able to comprehend that she just became champion. But she was alone, but she was laughing. She was
And
happy.
what's up with the dolls and all these toys? What is that to comfort them?
About the fact that she won. Anna looks like she just is realizing how this was not the vision she had. She dreamed of it, and this was not it. Mind you, Anna and Trusova are best friends. They're besties. They're the only girls in Team Tutberidze who are besties. They decided to room together. Like, that's how besties they are. And this just, knowing this is gonna basically break apart the relationship like it did for Zhenya and Alina, even though they were not besties, they were just friendly. But this is gonna definitely affect the relationship. It's
what a drama, bro.
Another level of heartbreak that
this
I can't deal with
literally
right now.
sound like women drama, bro. Like women drama stuff. None of this stuff needs to be happening.
But this image of the
what is this like gay and women drama? Gay and women drama.
Being completely alone, no coaches, no friends, no one in sight. Not even herself is smiling. Nobody wins. It shows you that in an environment like this, such a toxic environment, nobody fucking wins. Everybody's just drained and blinded by ambition that doesn't go anywhere. Because you're just breaking apart every relationship.
Like,
you can't trust no one. Everyone is against you. People are using you. It's just, I think all three realized just the pawns that they became for the federation, their team, anyone involved. And even yet, sitting down, she still glances at the door. Finally, Trusova comes back in the room, and Shcherbakova very quickly shuffles past her. She goes outside. Dudakov gives her what looks like a genuine hug. Anna is still walking around. She just keeps getting hugs from people from the federation, getting congratulated, etc.
And the other one
is also getting hugs.
And the other one is not getting anything, basically. So the other one is not getting anything.
Crying out of happiness. She's just, I'm telling you, she's just a little pocket of sunshine. She finally remembers that she should be celebrating. She looks at the crowd, she gives them a little wave, and then it cuts to Trusova, whose makeup is even more running. She's still angry. She's still telling people she's not going to go back on the ice, that you all knew this. And if you think about it, there's meaning to her words. If they really wanted Trusova to get a gold medal, they could have made it happen. Easiest way, putting her in the team event. But also telling her, yo, don't do the triple axel, and then adding more choreography. Anyone else notice that, again, Daniil Gleichenhaus's favorite is the one that wins? Alina was his favorite. Anna is her favorite. Like, having the same choreographer does not work out well. Having all the three girls come from the same coaching team, it's a recipe for disaster. I just didn't know this much disaster could fucking happen. But Trusova looks genuinely like, oh my god, just looking back on these again makes me stressed. Kaori's still crying. Again, they keep showing Anna.
It makes you stressed? Like, lady, you're not even competing. What the hell's wrong with you?
Still hear Trusova, just distressed. Dudakov is still there, still no other Gleichenhaus.
What a drama, bro.
Kaori cleaning up her makeup as well. That was really cute. The only hug I ever saw Eteri give was to Anna, the champion, who, mind you, they did not believe in Anna. They never were trying to push Anna. They were trying to push either Trusova or Camila. So the fact that Anna won is insane even for them. But you know what? Anna, they were already pushing her as one of the stars. They put her in that damn magazine spread with Valieva. Don't just think they're their coaches. They're also like their managers, their publishers. So they got 2 stars now, I guess. But it's insane because even though Anna Shcherbakova power of will is still alive and well, I mean, she pulled through when it mattered most, as she often does. She's now national champion of Russia 3 times over, plus Olympic champion. Not only that, but the fact that she again wins and still nobody's talking about her, this is also a recurring theme. Like, if you look even at the YouTube views, both Camila and Trusova have already 1 million views. not Anna. Like, why? I don't understand. Like, Anna always gets overlooked. This time with good reason, because what happened was crazy. But even before, the titles, the attention was on Terry, never on Anna. Like,
That is
Anna has never
interesting.
been really a press darling, for lack of a better word. Also, Terry's jacket, ugly, disgusting, tomato,
Wow.
tomato, tomato. It doesn't even...
I'm gonna leave it so I really understand. So basically, the drama is that the scene that people were trying to push one artist, ice skater, rather than the other one, and it looks very bad. I mean, personally, I think that's wrong. That's wrong. I mean, you're representing your country. You should be treated equally no matter what, because you are carrying that flag and what that flag represents as well. I think this is all women Apple stuff, man. My opinion. Women and gay stuff. Like, they probably... drama is unnecessary, man. But, a bunch of weaklings, basically, are just handling this kind of sport. Cannot imagine. So, it's like the drama is part of the competition. It's part of the competition. For me, personally, I think it's retarded. Let me know what you guys think, guys, because this is crazy. I will see you in the next one.